Wajaki, wana bemboina. Ilalina jumjangwai.
Master Robusta on the beat.
Chum chuma. Gaila, fine coma. Oing a needy, a pastiloma. Gaila, just a coma. Oing a needy, a builuma. Gaila, Kikoma. Oing a needy, a biniluma. Gaila, wine coma. Oing a needy, a biniluma. Chum chuma. Kom kuda veteran, ina nikiti. Ina bana wine coma. Wine coma. Ichema wine coma. Wine coma. Ina bana wine coma. Wine coma. Ichema wine coma. Wine coma. Gaila, fine coma. Wine niti ya pastiloma. Gaila, just coma. Wine niti ya builuma. Gaila, kikoma. Wine niti ya biniluma. Gaila, wine coma. Wine niti ya biniluma. Chum chuma. Baba tuma ando mala be manu ye mala. Ma wenti twa fafa ne lungya na ma timbu lungya yipinye kia. Fachu ma nyama lo chu manandong ma sekie ma chu wainang wain ne fijikide. Ina bana wain koma. Wain koma. Ichema wain koma. Wain koma. Ina bana wain koma. Wain koma. Ichema wain koma. Wain koma. Chum. Na wine bagili asatse na wine bag. Na wine tira kumichi. Bo wine bagili asatse bo wine bag. Be bungsu nevarestus. Masye bana mebble masbana isye bana fitasite. Masye bana mebble masbana isye bana fitasite. Gaila, kikoma. Wine niti ya biniluma. Gaila, wine koma. Wine niti ya biniluma. Gaila, fine koma. Wine niti ya pasiluma. Gaila, just koma. Wine niti ya builuma. Gaila, kikoma. Wine niti ya biniluma. Gaila, wine koma. Wine niti ya biniluma. Chum. Who let you from young Fredo? Chum. Ankumte, Matichiato divine. Chum. Oh, betonai orashus. Chum. Do de do. Chum. Sango money. You. Matimba Ronald. Chia Collins, alias Papa Joe.
Six 8768 Hashtag $AmbABC Zelle donations at ambazoniafoundation.org PayPal support@abcambatf.com. Thank you. This is Ambazonia Broadcasting Corporation, the voice of the voiceless, bringing the state of the struggle on your fingertips, unmasking the genocide in Ambazonia, reporting first-hand untold stories from Africa. Donate to ABC Amba TV today, the voice of Ambazonia. Internationalize the struggle and keep Ground Zero abreast. Cash App 240-486-8768. Hashtag $AmbABC. Zelle donations at ambazoniafoundation.org. PayPal support@abcambatf.com. Thank you. This is Ambazonia Broadcasting Corporation, the voice of the voiceless.
Good videographer.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Don't you hate it when that happens to you? When it does, you need this, and this, and this. When it happens to me, I always know where to go. When you've got professionals on your side, your problems don't stand a chance. What are you waiting for? Contact them today and let them take care of your problems. Don't you hate it when that happens to you? When it does, you need this, and this, and this. When it happens to me, I always know where to go. When you've got professionals on your side, your problems don't stand a chance. What are you waiting for? Contact them today and let them take care of your problems.
It started like a joke and I smiled. From Meme to Momo, we said no violence. Now I know not how to smile, 'cause my loved ones are gone. There is no place to call home. Our homes have been burnt. I am homeless in my homeland. There is no place to call my home. Homeless, homeless, homeless. The difference between people is opportunity. You are not there cause you are great. You are there by His grace. Do not treat others like second-class people. If you close your eyes to facts, you learn through mistakes. When are we going to have a dialogue? We have buried more than enough. Nothing heals the past like time. When are we going to have a dialogue? We've marginalized enough. You may fool some people sometime. You cannot fool them all the time. Homeless, homeless, homeless in my homeland. Homeless, homeless, I am homeless in my homeland. Homeless, homeless, I am homeless in my homeland. Why am I homeless? Homeless, homeless, I am homeless in my homeland. Homeless in my homeland.
Big problem.
I really needed.
A good videographer.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well.
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
Thank you.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed.
A good videographer.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well.
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
Thank you.
Land of glory, we the Ambazonians pledge our loyalty. Praise the Son, our Savior, who granted us our freedom. Allegiance to the heroes who bore the land with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in our nation, flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation.
Good evening, Happy New Year, and welcome. Thank you, dear viewers, for joining this broadcast. This is exclusive discussion with the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, this day, the 5th of January 2022. Once again, you're welcome into this wonderful year. Today is not Moment of Truth. This is not another program on TV. This is a special program with the President. Fellow Ambazonians, the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia has been accused of crimes that can be similar to fraud, thievery, or whatever you want to call it. Crimes that are not just against the nation of Ambazonia, but crimes that are against the federal laws of the United States of America, where the President is resident. In a couple of days or in the days ahead, if the President be proven guilty by a legal body, we could have a president that is a convict. Today, the President is not here to present justification or a defense, even though we are aware there is a public litigation that is being prosecuted by paparazzis. The President is not here to answer their questions. He has hinted that his objective tonight is to facilitate investigations, and he is ready to take responsibility for whatever crime he might have committed. This is not just another allegation. It is an allegation that is coming from the President's constitutional successor. I'm talking about the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Dr. Abongo Harrison. We hope that tonight, as the President takes our questions, we may find some closures, we may get some answers, and we may get a way forward. So much is on my table from you, the people. I am representing you here this evening to relay your questions to the Commander-in-Chief. So much, I hope we can take as much. And without waste of your time, we will go right straight into the State House with the President. Good evening, Mr. President, and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Paddy King, and good evening, Ambazonians. Thank you for having me again, and Happy New Year once more.
Yeah, Mr. President, I would rather wish to thank you on behalf of the people of Ambazonia for always opting to be present whenever we place a call. Today is not just an obvious call like we will do all the time. This is a special one. There has always been allegations on the media. We having individuals using their social media handles to litigate issues even when there is not sufficient evidence to back up claims. For the first time, you have chosen as president of this nation to react. And your reaction that came via a meeting you had 2 days ago sparked a lot of controversy. We've seen agitations, we've seen many jittering. We are shockingly observing that the same individuals who have been accusing you want to drown your voice. They do not want to give you the opportunity to talk. Fortunately, the people of Ambazonia that you represent have a television that belongs to them. And Mr. President, you have a chance to talk. This video, I'm aware, that can serve as evidence either for you or against you in any court of law. Maybe you want to give us a briefing before we take the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambazonians. Once bitten, twice shy. Anybody who thought that such scandalous allegations will just be thrown at me, and somehow, by the kitchen sink strategy, some might stick and will drown me on the revolution again as it happened in 2018, 2019, and that I will just take it as I did. I will just allow the lies to go around the world, hoping that the truth will catch up. Is a mistake. They made a mistake. I have not come here to say I am the truth teller. All those who are alleging are liars. I am saying that if somebody is sick, and we don't get into an argument of he is sick, he is not sick. He is sick, he is not sick. Take him to the hospital. Take him to the laboratory. There is an empirical investigation that will be done to ascertain if that person is sick or not. So any talks on the street, in the beer parlors concerning the health of that individual are just empty talks. I came this time around to say it will not end as some social media talk. Let's get straight to the process that should lead us to that empirical finding about the matters being alleged. We will not destroy ourselves by self-inflicted wounds anymore. We will not delay our struggle. We will not beat down the momentum. We will not shoot ourselves in the foot with such acts again of spreading allegations against ourselves. And some simple minds, some less informed, believe these things. They are troubled. We will not go through that path. I'm saying that Ambazonia, everything that is serious and alleged concerning anyone in this government should be investigated. And I came here to give those guarantees and give us the process, which every other lawyer and Ambazonians have many of them will hear tonight and think and tell us if they can, if that is not the right thing to do. I'm trying to help us here to get the facts, to insist on the facts, because we have been over bruised by lies and this strategy of the enemy, and this is deja vu. So this time we have to handle it head on. So that's why I came here to say I'm ready to assist right now, and I'm going to tell you what I want to do. And I want everyone who is alleging, believing, supporting, witnessing, and testifying to just do what we have to do now. Ambazonians are tired of stories. They should receive facts.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. You have said two things, and which I want to start my questions from there. You said you're not coming to justify or to say whether you're the truth teller or the liar. You have been called a liar in a way. We're going to get to that. And again, you're saying that the lies have been too much. The lies have been too many. Are you by any chance telling the people that you have been able to lie, or you have been, just tell us something? Or are you saying that you have never lied and the other side has always lied?
Okay, where it is my word versus your word or somebody's word, I would rather not make a judgment, because everybody is right until there is a judge in the middle who is not on either side, who considers the facts and the evidence and makes that pronouncement. Maybe characteristically I said they lied. Let me say they did not lie. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt, which they have not given to me. They did not lie. Okay, I also think I did not lie. So who is right? We have to go through the process that will determine who is right. And as a nation that we want to build, the kind of nation, I love the nation of America, because this is the only nation that you can land at the airport and a policeman violates your rights as a human being. You are not even a nation of that country. You can pull that uniform off that policeman. You can cause that policeman to lose his job because the law is no respecter of persons. So the law is above all. It is the same for the stranger, the same for those who don't have papers, the same for those who have papers. You have some inalienable rights as a human being that even those who claim that they are better than you cannot violate, and the law will protect them. So that's the kind of nation we want to build for Ambazonia, where we can say, let the law decide on this matter. So we have to, for that to happen, we have to believe in our laws and our procedures. Yes, and make sure they are followed. Make sure that that's what we go to. I will give an example. Let me be down to earth and give some examples that my people, even in the farms, can identify with. If you are driving down the road, or walking down the road, and somebody hits you from the back, what kind of Ambazonia do we want? Do we want an Ambazonia that if somebody hits you from the back, to show that he was wrong, you are right, you have to put on your gloves and fight him? Or we want an Ambazonia that you will just call the police and the law will be applied. Justice will be done. You can go back to your house, you will know that the law will be applied, and that individual shall be punished. That's what it is in America. You don't fight because the law will fight for you. So with this insult, you don't need to insult because the law will fight for you. If you are accused, you don't need to accuse back because the law will fight for you. And you can rest assured that the law will fight for you all the way right to the Supreme Court. So we don't see people fight at random. People enter people's compounds, they accuse them, they insult them, they do all kinds of things. The people laugh, they just take their phones and call the law. And the law takes over, they don't fight. So that's the kind of Ambazonia we want to build. An Ambazonian that the law can fight for you when you cannot fight. The law can speak for you when you are not heard. The law can protect you when you are surrounded by people who want to destroy you. The law can protect you when people say you have no right. If the law gives you those rights, then the rights are protected. We want a system where the laws are not only made, but they are protected and they are implemented.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I was in a rush to comment, and I didn't have the time to say that your outfit is quite representative. It's a beautiful one. I wish I have that as a Christmas gift. That notwithstanding, French Cameroon has been trying to use this as a way of representing their Cameroon, which I preferably want to call the Cameroons, because there's always been two Cameroons. There have never ever been one Cameroon. Do you have a cup of water, Mr. President? Because we're going to have a long night. And I want to start with a concern coming from your cabinet. This is from a cabinet member. Someone brought to my attention. He actually wrote this, and it was shared on Facebook, and he has his name on it. Secretary, I think Deputy Secretary Ghana, I think that should be Ghana Moth. Permit me, Mr. President, to read it. I saw it on Facebook. Ambazonians, permit me to comment on the manipulative fight between the President and Vice President. The VP went to the Restoration Council and under oath presented his grievances against the President for an ongoing investigation. The President got the audio of the presentation from the Restoration Council and presented it to 100 plus members of the extended cabinet forum to debunk an ongoing investigation. I think this introduction there is not actually what I witnessed because I was privileged to be a part of it. But I'm not going to talk for you, Mr. President. React to that before I proceed. I'm going to read this and take a few other questions that have to do with this, and then we make progress.
Well, it's just our understanding of issues that differs. And you know what? You are free to have your opinion in Ambazonia. The only thing is that your freedom ends where my nose begins. So, I did not convene the extended executive cabinet meeting because I had justifications. Because if they were, then we would have been in a session where I would have been playing all the audios of 6.5 hours and have a whole day to listen so I can respond. That was not the case. I just actually the 6 or 7 minutes excerpt was to convince the people that I was not fabricating. In this day and time, I don't even know who believes who. So I wanted to convince the people that, you know, what I'm saying here, if it's argued one day, these audio bites will come out. These sound bites will come out because this is not fabrication. These are some of the things that are there. And I told you there were a mountain of them. And I didn't come for that. My focus is that being a deja vu in this struggle, where people who have been close to me go out with allegations. Let me say this. This struggle is bigger than a cabinet of 30 people. This struggle is bigger than a restoration council of 20-something people. This cabinet is bigger than, this struggle is bigger than all of us. The real owners of this struggle are Ambazonians. So when issues become very critical, we have to get Ambazonia involved early. Otherwise, they will be selling after the market. They will be saying, but we did not know this and we did not see this coming. Because it is their thing. It is not ours because in our hands. We have possession, they have ownership. When things become critical, the owners should know, the earlier the better. So I was saying that, even from my New Year's speech, I said I will not keep you in the dark any longer, because there are things that are so crucial that may decide the fate of this whole struggle. That 30,000+ of our own have perished, and many more, their lives are in peril. And then you don't know what's happening. Maybe a small group of 4 or 5 people are trying to do something you don't know about it. Let me put you in the know so you get involved in the conversation quickly. This is not any, and I came to prescribe, not to prescribe what I think is the way forward. My own participation to make sure that we are not carried away by something that is not true, by something that is a self-inflicted wound, something that is a lie. So let us quickly follow my prescription, my participation, my contribution to ensure that this does not happen the way it has happened before. So that was my focus. I came for a solution. And excuse me for anything that I said that looked like a justification. After all, it is my word against somebody else's word. So who is right? So look at the summary of my presentation. I want to make it possible that if at the end Ambazonia will believe a thing, let it be what has been verified, not what somebody alleges for whatever reason. That's my premise. And I will not wait until the drip of blood kills the patient. I need to make the owner to know on time. The owner of this struggle is the Ambazonian people. Now I told them, Ambazonia, get involved. Whatever you think we should do so that it is over. Sooner than later, we know what it is. If it is a virus that is from us, from trying to kill our revolution, let the owners know. What is it? What does it profit us for the owners to only know when it has died in the hands of a few and they never knew what was going on? So this will be the approach henceforth because, and also, I had concerns that when there is unconstitutionality, unconstitutional practices and processes going on, and I can hear from what I hear, from what I know, in a normal, ordinary, democratic country with all established institutions, I will call my Attorney General and say, take this matter to the Supreme Court so that they can look into this. Because when it comes to the structures and the constitutionality of issues, the Supreme Court will do that. Then we don't have one now. The only Supreme Court we have now is the people. When I think that there is gross danger facing the revolution, I want to go to the Supreme Court. I want to go earlier than later. I want to go sooner than later, because if the people get involved, they will know how to salvage their own. They will be able to contribute in the process, in whatever solution, instead of them being informed at the end for your information.
Okay, Mr. President, thank you very much. Before I get back to this write-up of Ghana Month, I want to ask you, I think the people are eager, even though prior to that meeting, I saw certain things that were part of the VP's allegation on Facebook, which means it had been a discussion on different fora or groups of people. But that I would like to know some of those aspects in the allegations that provoked this move of yours.
Yes, I don't want to talk about those allegations. They are very painful to repeat, not just because of their content, but who made them, and in the manner that he made them. So I don't want to go there. I am saying that all Ambazonians may not even have the opportunity to hear those allegations. But I want to say, whatever be the allegations, it was said that Mr. Chris Anu told me, Mr. Ngumba, what told me. Some names were mentioned. So I am saying that. Maybe they were not even exhaustive. Maybe there are other more 50 or 70 of them which will come on. My encouragement today is that please put your complaint in writing. Let the complaint and the people, because later on I hear there is evidence, that they have evidence and the one who did this, people are testifying on the social media, and those are not things that you can even put together and give to the FBI or the court for effective investigation. So even because this thing has two dimensions. It has the Ambazonia, our organization within the United States, and then my person. I don't need to go through, you don't need to go through the courts to investigate what is happening within our foundation. So the people of Ambazonia, you can do that. But if you want to go into my personal privacy to know what I have and what I don't have, what I did and what I did not do, it goes beyond Ambazonia. So I want to collaborate. I'm saying that let the litigant, let the complainant, let the accusers put it in writing, not address it to me. address it to the ethics committee or to the restoration council. Address it to both. Then give me a copy. In that complaint, make sure you write the details of what exactly is the allegation. And as much as possible, include what you have as evidence, because so that the court might not reject it for lack of substance. Provide the preliminary evidence that you have for alleging this commission of this crime, so that they will make that determination and subpoena anything. And some people say, I want to suggest the account to subpoena. No, I don't. I will not suggest that. Just truly put it in writing, sign it. Matter of fact, I would like that it is notarized, so that we know that it's not just picked from social media space. People just write things. And you can say, no, I didn't sign that. I don't know who did that. Notarize it for that purpose so that it's serious. Then it is presented to the office, the registry of the court. It is easy. They will see that on the basis of this allegation and the strength thereof, a crime may have been committed in the United States. They will subpoena which account they want. If it is my wife, if it is my children, if it is who, they will. Okay? So that is what we have to do to get to the bottom of this. It begins with them who are not wasting our time with baseless accusation, but they know they have evidence. Please, for the love of Ambazonia and the people who have died, the 35,000 whose souls are looking up to us for a struggle we must win, please, not for me, put it in writing, sign it, notarize it, address it to the ethics. Let them send me a copy. I will give you every iota of collaboration, support you need to investigate whatever. This is not a matter that interests only Ambazonia. It interests the United States. I am also a citizen of the United States. I am in the United States, even if I were not a citizen. And so you cannot commit a crime here. I know money laundering laws. I know the Patriot Act. I know what financial crimes are in this country. That looks like one of them. So please put it in writing and let us follow the procedure. In a matter of weeks, we will know whether we're dealing with witch hunters or we're actually dealing with whistleblowers that could may have helped to save the struggle.
Liberate the nation of Ambazonia.
Yes.
Mr. President, you have made really very strong statements this evening. And by every indication, you are ready to take responsibility. Because as I speak, from one of you're ready to give your social security number to facilitate this investigation. Well, that is not even where I want us to go. But just to hint you, like I did earlier on, that even before the meeting that took place over the weekend and these allegations were made, we already heard part of this allegation on social media. Individuals were already posting on their walls, meaning that by implication, your vice president is having a briefing with some of these individuals. Or perhaps he took the information from them. Now, Mr. President, is there anything you would like to tell Ambazonians? Because this is a man that I would say, according to the government structure, is closest to you. And he is a medical doctor. He should have integrity. He should know what he's standing for. And he is really, in fact, he already started testifying against you. Now, looking into the eyes of the people of Ambazonia, is there anything you want to tell Ambazonians and demand an apology for regarding the allegations?
I still say again that what would my word amount to? What will it amount to? if all we do will just be is somebody's word and against my word, what would that amount to? If there is no third party who is under oath to investigate and present facts and tell us what they found, what would that amount to? I will not question the integrity of anyone that I have had confidence in. I would rather allow Amazonians to make their judgment. I want to say about me, if I were the person, what would I do in that situation? Being the constitutional successor and the number one advisor and collaborator, I would not have gone that route. I would have made sure that, one, I take my own time and the powers within my hand to investigate the issues sufficiently, especially if I have powers to call the treasurer and say, can you put this information on my table, and they will do it.
Are you saying that, Mr. President, sorry for cutting you short, are you saying that your vice president has the powers and access to information that could prove you right or wrong?
Yes, so he has the powers to have investigated a lot of things.
So do you think that there is no irregular activity that he must have discovered and that is linked to you?
Well, how do I characterize this? I keep telling you that never put my word against anybody's word, because on this particular thing, there is an empirical process that will bring us to the judgment of who is right, who is wrong. In your ear, he has heard, because everything he said, he kept saying that these are allegations. These are only allegations. These are allegations, but they are serious. They are disturbing. You should investigate it. And
but again, he contradicts himself by saying that you're lying. He says they are allegations, meaning he's not sure of what.
Yeah, okay.
He is
I understand.
But now he has the audacity. I was in the meeting when he came and was saying that you are lying. So that's a contradiction. That's a concern. I wish I will have the opportunity to talk to Dr. Abongwa on this platform. And I promise you, the people, Ambazonians, that I'm going to send to him an official invitation before this week runs out, so he too can have the people question to him. I want us to move really quickly so that the people will have the opportunity to ask you some questions, Mr. President. I want to summarize the 3 questions that were in what Ganamov said. Ganamov was trying to know how you got the audio and was insinuating that by some chance you're interrupting an investigation, an ongoing investigation, which by my analogy, it's a paradox of what I know and I can prove that they are doing by giving information to activists to take out against your person. Because activists themselves have said that we spoke to, and that is why we are telling you, the people. So they are the #1 leakers of information within the cabinet. And but Mr. President, would you want to answer to Ambazonians? But are you by any means interrupting the ongoing? Don't you think that you're interrupting the ongoing investigation?
No, listen to me carefully. Even in the United States, the leader of the free world, security trumps confidentiality. When it comes to national security, confidentiality is thrown through the window. That's one thing you must know. I judge it a matter of national security interests about the health and the survival of this very revolution. So I got that information, and I thought that the best thing to do is for the stakeholders, those that are holding this house together, to know this earlier than later. So have I been reckless holding information and throwing it out there? No. I made a judgment that this is a national security issue. Though I could keep that information until the end, I saw that it was not going to be healthy because Ambazonians needed to know this earlier than later. The people needed to get involved sooner than later. It will be for the good if the people, if you take a matter to court, do you need justice or injustice? The reason why you bring the people, which we have today, and we call it the People's Court, that's the only court we have. That's the only court we have. And so, as a national security issue, I said, let the people know this. Let the people know this sooner than later. That's what I did. You know what? If I see anything again like that, which I think in my judgment that this is a national security this jeopardizes our national security as a country. You know what? I will put aside confidentiality laws and I will make that known to those who are supposed to help the situation.
Mr. President, I had a lot of questions in this regard, but then you have shortened the questions. I would say, I don't know if you plan to do this, but then it will be of no effect for me to ask questions that you have answered in a very succinct manner. The people have now the right to put together their facts, evidences, and have a process that will prove you right or wrong soonest possible. Let's move into something really important. We've had your own cabinet members. I may want to highlight, I just want to avoid after this week calling the name further on this platform. But your communication secretary, who has abdicated his role for months, has not only placed a vote of no confidence on your person, but now call you names. He says you're a lame duck leader. He has said this in a public platform and also even in a private forum, tagging a message that comes from you. Now, one of the reasons he has given to the public as to why he thinks you are a lame duck is because he insinuates that you're incapable of solving problems. I wonder how many he has solved as Secretary of State for Communications at the department that I belong. But then, that is a subject for another day. You are incapable of solving problems. And that has been the headline of certain activists who want to make their discussion spicy. Many are now running with the news that you are unable to solve problems. Well, I'm not going to ask you the easy question if actually you're unable to solve problems. I want to ask you, Mr. President, looking at the situation right now, what is it that you have recognized that you didn't do rightly?
Okay, by my own understanding of language, the Queen's language, lame duck does not mean somebody who does not know how to solve problems. I think this is rather insinuating something else. Lame duck president is one that has outlived his term in office or is soon to outlive his term. I mean, his term is soon to expire And so he cannot carry out anything. He's just waiting for the next president to be sworn in. So during that time, that space of time is called a lame duck president. So he's just sitting there. He cannot really act on certain things because he will just be in the middle of these things when the next president takes over. So that is exactly what is being said. Although the understanding of some is an insult. I don't feel insulted, but I just feel embarrassed by such an assertion because I want to know on what grounds somebody says I'm already a lame duck president. That opens up the constitutional debate. So that's what I see. If you really say I'm lame duck, it means you have evidence that my term has expired and I am just waiting for the next president to be sworn in. You have a right to say so if you have your own reasons. Then we can talk about that. But I'm not a lame duck president. And number two, I am not one who doesn't solve problems. If we are where we are from the time I came to this office on the 4th of February 2018 to today, we have solved tons and tons of problems to get to where we are today. Who told you that we're just sailing and no problems, we just got here? No. We have solved tons and tons and tons of problems to get to where we are. If you say I cannot solve problems, what are you talking about? What do you call problems? What do you call challenges? Now, the problem is that I cannot solve a problem the way you want me to solve it. If your definition of I cannot solve problems is that I cannot solve the problem the way you want me to solve it, then your definition is right. And I cannot also solve problems that are not brought to me for solution. There are problems that are not brought to me for solution. I can only solve or attempt to solve problems that are brought to me for a solution. But when you take them away from me and refuse that I should not look at it, I cannot solve it. So that's what it is. So I don't want to base my talk on what people activists say out there. I want to narrow down on government business. Here is the problem that, and I came to with a surprise news for Ambazonia today. I have thought throughout the night. I slept basically a few hours today. I thought about where we came from and where we are. Today, many in this struggle, whether for whatever reason, are led by hate and bitterness. Brothers and sisters that we used to hold hands together. I don't know where it came from. Many are bent on reversing the gains that we have made in anger. And they say they don't care, but I know they care. No mother would take the child and drop from a story building and say, I don't care, because he's annoyed. No. He will say, I don't care, but she cares. She can't say, I don't care, but she cares. Many say the problem is that they are not heard. They want to be heard. And many say that some people are despising them and they're not listening to them. They're despising the problem. And some say we should just forget about the Constitution and do. There is chaos. Some people say that we should just stick on legality. Let me tell you this, Ambazonians. I have not done anything to get us to this stage where we're turning against each other. I have not contributed to it. Characters of individuals have contributed to this. I am not the owner of this revolution. I'm just a driver.
But you're supposed to enforce some orders. What is holding your hand?
We have institutions which are being mishandled. the institutions that or should know their functions, institutions that we should respect and allow to function. This revolution is not a one-man institution. It's an institution with many branches that should function. So when we don't want those institutions to function, then we are going back to a situation where you want a one-man institution. That is not what this IG was built to be. So I am saying that.
I'm not interrupting you, Mr. President, but I'm reading the comments right now. And
I want to
you've
make an
hinted-
announcement. I want to make an announcement.
Yeah,
You allow
somebody
me
says
to-
you have an announcement, and I want to tell you what the people are saying in relation to that. Someone is saying, Mr. President, don't even dare resign. So I don't know if your announcement, that's what I'm seeing people commenting on the platform. Mr. President, don't even dare resign. So I don't know what your announcement is, but go ahead with your announcement, please.
Yes, I want to announce that I thought we can hold our Ambazonia Strategic Stakeholders Conference later on in April, but I think that we can precipitate that conference in order for us to talk for the last time and see ourselves again face to face for one last time. Because I have seen that many are digging deep into illegality and unconstitutionality, and many are already in beast mode to destroy our games. I still think that many are not yet damaged goods. They are redeemable, and many we can redeem by just coming together to talk. My proposal is that instead of April, we should be able to have this put together by early March, so that virtually though, because I think there will be a problem with all this corona, this thing. So let us come together, because I believe strongly that the Restoration Council cannot solve this problem, because I believe that it is the people's problem. That means it is our IG, it's our house. We have done so many things right. We are doing wonderful. We had the best year. And I believe that if we have need for anything now, let our people come together. Let our people come together as early as the month of March. For those who are willing, this is not we are not going to oblige the unwilling. We are going to come together. We're making sure that delegates will come from every local government and county, and we will come together in an enlarged assembly so that all of us shall look at certain things together as a nation. I would like to set up a committee to immediately start working on that conference. But while putting that together, the government will go forward. We are going to continue to function. And in the days ahead, I'm going to take some major decisions to make sure that we are not held back. These are things we are programmed. But why I think